hiding from me tonight. They got to see me.
I think if you got a guy like that, you feel like that, 6'4", that you got to trust.
Everybody watching tonight. So I tell you what, if you can't fight anything next, you're in the wrong business. We control us. We run this. And anybody coming out our house,
they got Jordan Davis last season. They bring Fletcher Cox back in Philly. So I'm sitting there like, we need to put something on this offensive line to combat that. What is going on? Welcome back, everybody. Week 3 is here. Happy Sunday. Here today to hit you with some betting action. To start things off, man, I got Buffalo at Washington, and this isn't a game I love. The over-under confuses me on this one, and I'm leaning towards the over. Right now it's sitting at 44. I think the safest play in this game, though, is going to be the Buffalo money line minus 245. How you feeling on this one?
Same. I didn't really know what to do with the spread too much on this one, so I'm definitely sitting on the Buffalo money line minus 245. And if I had to do a player prop for this one, I wasn't too all over the place with this one. I was just focusing on Stephon Diggs, so I had him at alternate 50. For the receiving yards minus 370, and then Stephon Diggs reception as well 6. So that's minus 150, and that'll put that together as a nice little parlay for plus 142. So that's not too much for that one, but that's kind of what I'm liking right now. So I don't think there's much else to be said for that game. Let's go ahead and talk about Detroit and Atlanta, man. What you got for this one and how you feeling?
Detroit, Atlanta, man. I took Detroit with a teaser. Let me get Detroit minus 2.5. I'm
Okay.
gonna take that field goal there. Going through a couple of player props here. One of my favorite bets of the week this week, man. Desmond Ridder over 15.5 rushing yards. I love that. I think that's a smash play.
Okay.
I got Bijan over 22.5 receiving yards as well as a touchdown. And then I'm hesitant on this one, but let me get the Amon Ra over 6.5 catches. You put all 5 of those together, that's plus 2,400 right there.
Okay, yeah, that's a big one. I like it. So we kind of thinking the same thing for the most part. So for this one, I definitely was on the line spread as well. Minus 3. I'm taking that minus 118. I definitely all over the Bijan Robinson anytime touchdown. You had him for the receiving yards. I got him for the rushing yards. I just kind of switched it to the alternative. Minus 370, catch him for 50. And then a couple other things. Like I like Jared Goff passing yards.
Sure.
I didn't like him where they had him at, but I took him down to 225. I thought that was a nice play as well. And then I combined that with Sam Laporta for 4 receptions, minus 135. So if you look at what Sam Laporta has done the last couple games, I'm looking at it from a standpoint of, he's getting the targets, he's getting at least 6 a game, and he's catching his targets. 5 catches in both games. I'm taking a 4 on that. You put those together, that's plus 950. And I also, for that same reason, I know they got AJ Terrell over there locking down Amon St. Brown. So it's never crazy to take Amon St. Brown, right? But if he's going to be locked up on one end, I like the opportunity of what Sam Laporta can do in the middle. So, yeah, give me that one.
I like that play. The reason I'm hesitant on the St. Brown move, man, is he's dealing with that turf toe, and I don't know what his separation is going to look like today. DraftKings did just drop a boost on Bijan touchdown at plus 175. So I smashed that real quick. I think he gets in the end zone this weekend. Moving over to Denver at Miami, man. This is one of my favorite games in the early window, and I'm smashing Miami minus 5.5. I think the Broncos are an absolute disaster.
Right.
Let me get Tua over 261.5 passing yards, man. I think that's easy right there. Hill over 91.5 as well. And then let me get the tight end Smythe over 28.5 receiving yards as well with the Jalen Waddle absence. You put all 4 of those together, that's plus 700. And I like that. Those 4 together like quite a bit.
I like Smythe. A lot of people ain't really talking about him right now, so that's a nice underrated play. For real, I think with this one we kind of very similar. To that point, like I got Miami for the spread as well. Minus 115. You can't beat that. 2, I just kind of took the passing yards down a little bit. I got him at 225. That's minus 340, and I also took Tyreek Hill on the over. But instead, you took Smythe. I just took some IJP round on the receiving yards. I'm seeing him at 17.5 at minus 110. So to me, that's a smash play. I like P. Ryan and what he could do out of the backfield. Put those together, that's a nice safe play, plus 600. You know what I'm saying? So I'm smashing that for this game. And I think for real, after that one, let's go ahead into Houston versus Jacksonville. What you got for that one?
Houston, Jacksonville. I teased the spread down a hair, man. I took it down to 6.5 for Jacksonville. Let me get a touchdown with that. Player prop wise, I got CJ Stroud over 5.5 rushing yards. Give me
Okay.
that. ETN over 68.5 rushing yards, and then also an ETN touchdown. I like in this game. Put all that together, that's plus 675.
Nah, that's crazy. Look, so we thinking the same thing on this one as well. Houston, I just think they missing a lot right now, right? They rushing defense is not the best, so clearly we all over ETN for this one. So I'm smashing the ETN anytime touchdown as well as the yards. You know what I'm saying? So give me that. I think I did 75 plus on that one, plus 105. I thought that was nice. As well as, Derek Stingley is out this game, right? So they're
Right.
missing their top corner. And for me, that's just kind of pointing straight towards Calvin Ridley. So I'm taking Calvin Ridley, his receptions at 6 minus 115. And of course, I didn't want to test the spread too much, but I just tossed in the Jacksonville money line, and I caught man out of plus 600 on that one.
No, I like that.
I think we was thinking the same thing for the most part, though.
Bringing it back real quick, I don't mean to do this. The Smythe receptions is also a smash play of mine to go with the Ritter one. Or, I'm sorry, Smythe receiving yards. But in the Jacksonville game, I could also see Damian Pierce getting his first tub of the year. I think that's a possibility. I didn't play it, but I feel like I might come back to regret not taking it. You want to move to LA and Minnesota?
LA and Minnesota. I'm liking this. We got a shootout for this one. So just if we're gonna start right there, I took the over on that 153.5.
Nice.
At minus 112. I didn't do a lot with the player props, so this one is just two things that I like, right? I like Jordan Addison at 50.5, his over for the receiving yards, minus 125. And then today, Justin Jefferson, he hasn't gotten the end zone yet. So for me, it's just screaming like, hey, it's just that time, right? So I took the Justin Jefferson anytime touchdown and this potential shootout, and I slapped those three together to give me plus 455 on that one, though. For sure. So what you thinking?
This game is my absolute favorite game in the early window. As you said, I see a shootout, man. The line was at 49.5, I believe, but when the news of Eckler being out broke, the line moved to 54. And I was like, okay, that's weird movement.
Yeah, that don't even make sense, right?
No. So I actually teased that one to 50.5 as far as the total. And then I took Cousins and Herbert both over 275 pass yards. I like that a lot. As you said, I expect it to be a shootout. Let me get Keenan Allen over 6.5 receptions. That's a smash play of mine right there.
I'm liking all the receivers. I was definitely looking at Keenan Allen. I stayed away from it a little bit, but yeah, I like that though for sure.
That's also a 3-star play of mine this weekend. I was looking at Addison, but I didn't do it. I like the play though. I do. I took Jefferson over the 99.5, and I took Mike Williams over 64.5 in this one as well.
Okay.
And Mike Williams always burns me, but he got me this weekend, right?
Nah, this is the potential game that had that type of output though, so I'm not mad at that. You know what I mean? I do like Keenan Allen. I just kind of stayed on the Minnesota side. With them, it's just like you never know. But I think Keenan Allen, I'm definitely liking it though. I just didn't play it offensively, but I like that.
Did you take a money line on this game or no?
No.
Yeah,
I don't know what's
no
going to
way.
happen. I'm just taking it over and just seeing who comes on top, man. We got 0-2 teams, so definitely it's going to be a battle for sure. It's going to be a shootout. Yeah. So after this one, let's talk about Indy and Baltimore, right? So I'm kind of all over the place with this one, right? I started out leaning Baltimore initially, and then the more I thought about it, right? They just missing a lot right now.
Yeah.
Like, they are missing a lot, and I kind of wanted to play the Indianapolis as a you know what I mean? I know they underdogs right now. I wanted to play them, but I stayed away from it. And I just took the under on this one, minus 112, and some bad weather. You know what I mean? You got a defensive team over there in the Colts. I think it's going to be a little bit rough. I don't potentially see a lot of scoring in this one. And, of course, I'm loving Zay Flowers this week. OBJ is out. So I think there'll be a lot of opportunities for him. So I took him over his total for 50.5 at minus 130, and then Mark Andrews over 4.5 receptions at minus 105. So loving those three. That's a nice little quick parlay, nothing too crazy, plus 700. So yeah. I was feeling good about that one for sure.
All right, so that's funny. I took Baltimore. I brought them down to 6.5. Let me get a touchdown in that game. I don't love that, but that's what I took, man. I got Flowers over 50.5. I got Andrews over 4.5 catches.
Okay.
And then I also threw in the Flowers touchdown as well with the OBJ being out. You put all four of those together, that's plus 1,300 over on DraftKings. I like that this weekend. But I don't love the spread in this game, man. And
No.
I have a super teaser that I'm gonna bring up at the end of the game or at the end of this that I got Baltimore involved in because I think 6.5 is a lot of points with the bad weather.
Oh yeah, it is.
A lot of
It
injuries,
can
man.
really go either way. I can honestly see Coach taking this one, but either way, I just think it's going to be one of those low scoring games. It's going to be, you know, what I mean, hectic out there. I don't foresee it being a lot of you know, attempts as far as passing, but I think if it's one guy I'm looking at, I think Zay Flowers absolutely smashes that 50.5 though. So I am loving that.
I agree. Moving to let me turn my page here. Next up, we got the Jets and the Patriots, man. I don't love this game. I think Zach Wilson stinks and Mac Jones stinks, but I know Bill Belichick is a beast, right? So
Yeah.
I took just New England money line on this one. I don't really have much else with this game.
Yeah, honestly, I completely stayed away from this game. I don't really know which direction I want to go with it. I can honestly, I can see the Jets coming out. You know, I mean, the Cowboys make a lot of teams look less than what they are. I still think the Jets are a good team, and then I don't really know how to gauge New England yet. But you know, Bill Belichick, he does some crazy things, man. And you know, both it should be a defensive game. If I was to make a play, I didn't really see what the under was, but I don't foresee a lot of points. But I just kind of stayed away from it altogether.
They
So
got that sitting at 35, bro.
yeah, I ain't messing with it. So that's a fade for me. I'm fade.
Yeah, I agree. Moving to Tennessee, Cleveland, same situation for me in this game, man. All I got for this is a Cleveland money line. I didn't dive too deep. I don't like this matchup for either side.
I took the under. I did, but actually I did an alternate under on this one at 43.5,
Okay.
minus 247. So if it's one thing, you know, I always like whenever somebody's going against Tennessee, I'm heavy on the receiving on the other side. Like Keenan Allen, you know, I absolutely smashed that. What was it, like a week ago or two?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking the same thing for Amari Cooper. So I got Amari Cooper going over 57.5 and minus 115. And then at some point, I think, you know, obviously you get down to the goal line. And I'm just liking I got that gut feeling Derrick Henry gets in the end zone today, right? So I got him at minus 110 for the anytime touchdown. I put those three together, and that's plus 470 for me. So
Hey,
that is one of my official plays today.
death, taxes, and Derrick Henry touchdowns, man. That's all
Facts.
we know.
Yeah.
Over to New Orleans and Green Bay, right? So Green Bay is without Aaron Jones, Bakhtiari, Christian Watson, and Jair Alexander going against New Orleans. But at home, I don't like this game very much at all. I think it's going to be low scoring. I know Love has been off to a decent start, but how do you feel about this one?
This is a fade for me.
Same.
Like, yeah, I didn't put any plays on this one. I kind of just stayed away from it. Like, I wouldn't be surprised either way. You know what I mean? If it's some points going on, I could see that. But then you think about it's two strong defenses. I don't know what to think for this one. So for me, I was like, look, let me just fade this one, stay back. Should be a good game, nevertheless, though.
What's the next one on the slate here?
Let's talk Seattle versus Carolina. If you
Ooh.
don't mind.
Seattle -5. Pretty heavy on that one, man. One of my favorite plays of the week is a Kenneth Walker touchdown.
Okay.
I also took him over 66.5 rushing yards, as well as Chuba Hubbard over 12.5 receiving yards.
Okay, I like that. See, I didn't really touch too much on this one. You took you said Seattle spread. I just played Seattle money line. I just
Okay.
kind of took that at minus 245, 225 actually. So not nothing too crazy. But if I'm gonna make any play, it'd be that one money line.
Nice. So the game that we're all here for, right? Dallas at Arizona.
Okay. Change the page. Let me see what I got.
Yeah, hit me
I,
with
li-
what you
I
got.
like a lot for this one, right? So it's two guys that I think actually absolutely going to smash this game. But if we talking, let's just start with the spread. Obviously, you know, Dallas plus 12.5, right? And seeing what they did against the Giants as well as the Jets, and then you think about the opponent of the Arizona Cardinals. For me, I think Vegas don't know what to do with the Cowboys right now. So if you catching them right now, I think we got a potential for another blowout. I know 12.5 seems kind of crazy, but I'm taking it, right? So I'm taking it at minus 112. I love Tony Pollard today, right? Anytime touchdown, minus 175, currently right there with the odds. Also, his over. You know what I mean? He's sitting at 71.5 at minus 130. Crazily, CeeDee Lamb is sitting at the same total with receiving yards. He's sitting at 71.5. I'm taking that as well as CeeDee Lamb. I think it'll be heavy output as far as the receptions go over 5.5 at minus 150. So plus 750 right there is that's official play for me for today. What you got?
in this game. So I got Dallas minus 12.5. I got the Pollard touchdown, Pollard over 71.5.
Okay.
I got Zach Ertz over 3.5 catches, as well as Jake Ferguson over 2.5 catches. Race 225, I got Dallas. You combine all 6 of those legs, man, that's plus 1,300. Two of my favorite plays of the weekend, my smash plays, is Tony Pollard touchdown and over 71.5 rushing
Yeah,
yards.
yeah. I think Tony Pollard's the play for sure. It's like at one point I'm like, is it Tony Pollard? Is it CD? And then I just came to the conclusion I think both of them have huge games, so I'm on both sides of it. But yeah,
I
that's
was
solid.
I was tempted. I think they got Rico Dowdle sitting at 27.5 rushing yards. I almost touched that, but I stayed off of it. But I can see that
Nah,
being
you thinking right? Because I think as of right now, Tony Pollard is sitting at what, like 39 rushing attempts.
yeah.
That's kind of crazy for the first 2 games. So if you think about it, and they've kind of said it without saying it, where it's like we know the workload has been heavy. We just kind of going game by game. I think this may be a game if they get out of here early. And I think Tony Pollard will still get those yards, but it might be third, fourth quarter. I think Rico will see some touches though. He will.
Okay. And then talk to me about your the Bears and the Chiefs. How you feeling on this one?
Hey, I'm having you on KC, man.
Yeah.
The Bears has just been terrible. Kind of similar to what we are saying with Arizona and Dallas as far as the spread. You got a similar spread. I'm taking KC to cover this thing at minus 12.5. Now, I did this one of two ways, right? I did play it at minus 12.5, but then I also played it just in case. I took it to minus 9.5. You know what I'm saying? So I do think KC, you know what I mean, have a nice game. I took Travis Kelsey, alternate 75 plus on the receiving yards. That's sitting at plus 100. I think that's a nice play. It's about time for Kelsey to do what he do. Mahomes also alternate 250. It's minus 320. And then for some reason, I just had that feeling like, okay, if they get up, you know what happens, man. I think it'll be one of those games where Isaiah Pacheco can come in and kind of just close things out. So I took him at over 48.5 and minus 110, and I put all that together for plus 525, man. So that's one of my plays I'm feeling good about today.
Nice. My bad, bro. I got dogs barking in the background.
Nah, you all good.
This game, man, I didn't really touch any player props here. I'm lying, actually. Let me go back to that. I got a Cole Kmet play, right? So KC is not that nice against the tight end. And I think he's sitting at 30.5. It might be less, but I took Cole Kmet over the receiving yards. I like
Okay.
that, but it's not one of my smash plays. Just let me get the Chiefs minus
Yeah,
12.5 for real. Like,
yeah. I just
that's
kind of
easy.
faded all Bears. I'm heavy on the Chiefs though. I do think it'll be one of those games where I think they'll beat down on them. Chiefs haven't looked as good as they needed to look. But this is the perfect opponent for them to just come out and just, you know what I mean, pedal to the middle of the day. So yeah. I don't think the minus 12.5 is too crazy.
Now, the last game tonight, man, Pittsburgh at the Raiders. I don't love this game, and I'm not trying to dive too deep into the late game, but give me Raiders money line here. I think it's time for them to have a bounce back game. The Steelers are struggling heavily, man. That offense does not look good, but the Raiders have issues of their own as well. I just think that this is a game that they should win.
Yeah, I kind of followed you on that one. I'm taking Las Vegas money line. And to me, I just think, you know what I mean, with the Steelers just having that East Coast to West Coast trip, short
Mhm.
week. I'm just kind of favoring them on this one. So I didn't do any player props. That's kind of like my only play for this one. And we do got one more. We didn't talk about Philly versus Tampa Bay. I think
Oh,
that's the
I
last
missed
one we
that.
hit. Do you got anything for that one?
Philly, Tampa. No, I do not. I don't know. I don't see this one popping up at all in DK.
Okay, wait, no, I actually hit it. I didn't. I don't honestly with this one. I didn't touch the
Oh.
spread and I didn't touch the money line. I don't know. I just felt like something weird can happen with this game, but it's two things, right? So, well, let's say three. Jalen Hurts, right? I like anytime touchdown for him minus 105. Now with AJ Brown, I just think it's a lot of talk. You know what I mean, as far as targets and you know what I mean. We all seen what happened on the sideline and everything like that. So I just got a strong feeling that I think that they're gonna come out here and make it a purpose to get the ball to him today. So I smashed his over at 67.5 today at minus 125. And then you know with Philly, man, it just seems like at some point whoever the receiver on the other end, they just kind of get loose on them, man. We seen what Justin Jefferson was able to do. We seen Matt Jones throw all over for him. And who had a better start to the season at receiver than Mike Evans? You know what I mean? Not many, right? So I took him at over 53.5 and minus 120, and I put those two together for plus 495, which is my official play for that one.
Nice, nice. Okay, so that's on me. This one is Monday night. That's why I didn't see it pop up. I was scrolling the wrong way. Uh, for this game, I didn't dive into it too heavy. I'll take Philly money line. But I was all over AJ Brown last week. It's probably not a good idea to fade him this
Right.
week. That's probably going to come back to bite me. So I might just run that back. You know what I
I
mean?
didn't catch that. That's a Monday night one. You sure? So
Yeah, it's with Monday night
so you doing it on a
doubleheader.
double hitter? Okay. ESPN with double hitters,
Um,
bro. All right.
we can go and hit too. The last game Monday night, man, we got Rams at the Bengals. I think Joey B's more than likely not playing. They've been off to a horrible start. The Rams are slightly on fire, man. Let me get the Rams plus 2.5 in this spot on the road Monday night. Hopefully not. Hopefully against the Burrow-less Bengals.
Yeah. I kind of did something similar. I took the Rams, but I just kind of moved that spread for them to cover a touchdown at +7. I did that, and I combined it with Karen Williams. Anytime touchdowns +105. I think Cincinnati rushing defense is terrible. So I definitely like Karen Williams this week. And look, man, I'm finally on the Puka train, right? So yeah,
Puka
Puka.
Nuka.
So man, I said, man, look, let me give him a shot this week. I took him down to alternate 50 plus at -275 for a nice play. I don't have official odds on that one. I was still kind of cooking that one up, but if it's three things I do like from that game, I like those.
Let me get Puka 50 plus targets, bro.
Hey.
I'm kidding. A couple of other things some fun plays that I put together. I put together a nice little teaser. I took Baltimore down to -2.5, and then KC and Dallas both down to -9.5. Those three together sits at +241. So I'm heavy on the teaser train with that one there. I got a 2 touchdown play as well. I got Justin Jefferson for 2+, Kenneth Walker and Tony Pollard as well. I think we could see big
Yeah,
games out of
that's
those
not crazy
guys.
right there. Not at all.
And that's sitting at +14,750. So I didn't put too much on that, a small play, but I think I did bet to win 100 on that
Okay.
one. Combining my favorite plays of the week, man. So my smash plays: Ritter over the 15.5, Smythe over 28.5, Walker and Pollard touchdowns, as well as Tony over the rushing yards. You combine all 5 of those, that's +1365. And those are probably my 5 favorite props of the weekend.
Peace. I kind of did something similar. I kind of combined my favorite plays. So I talked about Zay Flowers today, what I like to see from him. So him at 53.5, taking over on that. Amari Cooper over 58.5 against that Tennessee defense. Travis Etienne today against that Houston Russian defense over 68.5, and then Tony Pollard anytime touchdown for +817. That's a play.
Nice.
So that's like one of my. I think that might be my favorite play today. Nice full legger, and I think that'll hit for sure.
I like that play a lot. I think it's crazy, and I think my favorite play today, prop wise, is the Ritter over 15.5. I think there's just going to be an opportunity for him to run. And I even used a 50% profit boost on that as well.
So we got some time. I might slide back in there and tell you on that one for real. And then we got to put a collab together on the next one. Put together something.
We should
for sure.
Do you want to talk? We can hit some DFS if you want.
I haven't put too much thought into it. You know, DFS a little crazy as far as you got that money you got to work with, man. But if you want to go through your lineup, you can, and I just reveal what I got on the other side of that.
Yeah. So to start things off, I got Cousin Kirk at quarterback.
Okay,
this is a Yahoo DFS. Yeah, I got Cousin Kirk. Who you got at QB?
You know, I'm taking my homes today, man. It's a little expensive though, but you know, man, I like to play. I think he gonna light Chicago up for real.
I got running back room. I got Tony Pollard and Joe Mixon Monday night. Joe, I might pull Joe out of there though. But I could see him getting 5 or 6 catches Monday night without Joe Burrow playing.
Okay. Now for this one, obviously I went a little expensive, so I had to balance it out, right? So I took Jerome Ford for $10, right? Super cheap, just for the opportunity that maybe he'll just get in the end zone, right? I took that, and I already told you I like your boy Karen Williams this week, man, against Cincinnati. So that's one of my plays.
Nice. The wide receiver room, my money is spread kind of crazy on here. So I got Nico Collins, Jacoby Myers, and Mike Williams, all for $20 or less.
Okay. So obviously I took Debo Samuels on the Thursday night game. Obviously he bought out for me. I got CD. You know how I feel about CD this week. And then obviously I took Keenan Allen. I'm a double back with Keenan Allen this week though.
Nice.
Yep.
I'm trying to see.
I think I'm gonna take the
So,
bag this week
Ty,
too. For real. I think I'm
yeah,
gonna take it, bro.
that's what I got to work something out here. So I don't love the Joe Mixon play, and I'm really trying to find a way to see if I can fit Keenan Allen and Kenneth Walker in here
Nah,
as
stay off
well.
Keenan Allen, bro. I need that.
But I got Mike Williams though,
Okay.
so I may not even touch that. Mike Williams, bro, is so boomer bust, right? So
I
what's
don't
gonna
mess with Mike
happen
Williams,
is
bro.
he's gonna have 1.3 points today, or he's gonna have 33.3
That's a
points
fact. That's a
today. You know
fact.
what I mean? So I'm just hoping to be on the
I'm
right
never on
side
the
of
right
it for
side of that.
once.
Never.
No,
So
me
now
neither,
when
bro.
I just see his name and bro, I just keep scrolling, bro. For tight end, I got Mark Andrews today, man. So it kind of
Nice.
worked out, you know what I mean? I like Zay and I like Mike. Obviously, I said Mike, I'm sorry, Mark. But in a rainy game, I think Lamar Jackson will lean on him as well. So I expect a lot of receptions. So for $20, I felt like that was a nice little bargain deal for me.
I had Kittle Thursday night, and he did not live up to expectations. He did have 7 for 90, but it's half point PPR on this side, so he got me 12.5. I don't love it, but I'll take it. In the flex spot, I got Kyron Williams Monday night.
Okay, so you doubled up. All right. So for the flex, I got Travis Etienne, and you know what I
Nice.
mean. This so you can kind of see what I'm thinking, right? As far as like what I did was the same thing I'm thinking about plays, as far as like you know what I mean, smashing today. So definitely like Travis Etienne, and I know for the defense, right? I took Dallas last week, and they kind of did what they had to do for me. This week, give me Kansas City Chiefs. You know what I mean? At $14, I felt like that was a nice deal against Chicago, and if they continue to look how they look, speaking of the Bears, I think we can expect a lot for the Chiefs defense today.
See, I got the Dallas defense on here. I missed out on that train last week. I'm not missing
I
it this
wanted it,
week.
bro, but I couldn't fit it in there.
But I do have 30 more minutes to go. I do got to mess with my Yahoo some more. I don't love the mix and play, man, and I completely forgot he was in my lineup when I brought up this. So I got to make some changes with that, maybe. But for sure, my locks in my lineup is Tony Pollard and Nico Collins, Jacoby Myers. I love
So,
those 3 this week.
and I'm having you on ETN and CD. And I was thinking the
Nice.
same thing. Like I wanted CD, or was I trying to do Pollard? So I just ended up taking CD. It all worked out. So I'm feeling good though. Feeling good. We'll have to do a nice little recap next time we hop on. So.
For sure. You got any final plays, final thoughts heading into this afternoon slate?
Nah, I think we pretty much covered everything. I might hop back on here and play with a little bit more. But I got a lot of bets in there today, so I think at this point I'm gonna just chill, put my feet back, kind of see what's going on with the fantasy side, man. I had a lot of injuries. Your boy Eckler, he went out on me. That hurt me. Waddle got ruled out. That hurt me. We know Chubb, he left, so it's like, damn, I got too many leagues going on. You know what I'm saying?
And Saquon.
Saquon too. So I'm just trying to fill in where I can, but I think I'm gonna be all right today though.
That's what I went 3-0 last week fantasy. I'm trying to go 3-0 this week, man. Trying to get that bag.
Same. So yeah, man, y'all stay tuned, man. Look, we'll be back. What the Cowboys play at 4:30, I think 4:25. So we'll hop on pregame. We'll do a little preview there, and then we'll be back like late in the afternoon. I just kind of wrapping things up, catching the pulse of Dallas Nation, do a little post game. You know, I think it'll be fun. This will be our first one of those, man. So other than that, man, make sure y'all hit that like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned. You know what I mean? And if you like what you heard today, man, just click these. Tell some of these if you like them. If you don't like some, if you got any ideas, drop them in the chat. Hit us up for sure. We like the feedback or whatnot, man. But other than that, that's all I got. You got anything else?
No, I don't. Like you said, make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe, and then tune in later today. We're gonna have some Cowboy talk as well.
Peace, man. Let's get ready for some football, man.